Welcome back to Straight Up 20. It's Jonathan. We're back. We're back for the breakdown of the NBA Finals matchup versus the Boston Celtics and the Golden State Warriors. Not exactly the one I had in mind. I definitely would not have this matchup if you asked me in January. But here we are. And I'm kind of gonna talk through my picks, talk through what I see in this series, just the overall. And then I want to talk about Miami's future a little bit and then Dallas' future and see where they go from here because they were obviously close, but just wasn't enough to put them over the edge here. So let's start with Miami. I watched more the end of the series than the beginning because honestly, when I was looking at the score, seeing if I should turn on the game, it was blowouts. I don't want to watch blowouts. I don't watch blowouts. There's nothing to analyze, to pick apart. It's one, especially this playoffs, it's one team's shots were falling, one team's wasn't. And that's basically been like a lot of the playoffs, which has made them quite the unenjoyable playoffs. But this was a solid Game 7, and it came down to Miami just didn't have enough. And Boston did. Jimmy Butler played every single minute, scored 35. He was great. I mean, you got to think if Tyler Hero was there, you would at least have a better shot. But it was just Jimmy. Bam did his thing. He came back after fans were getting ready to make a wanted sign for Bam, a missing sign for Bam because you could not find him in some of those games. They just need like consistent scoring, really. And I know the whole rhetoric's been okay. Time to get Donovan Mitchell, which would be great. Tyler Hero surrounded with some firsts. That'll probably get the deal done. Maybe throw like Gabe Vincent or just some extra people in there. Donovan Mitchell would help a lot, but there's other options. Probably easier options. Like you could try to get Jalen Brunson. You have to pay him. Just like they just need a consistent score alongside Jimmy because Jimmy's not going to score in the regular season. When he's in the playoffs, he cannot be alone. He's got to have another guy there. So you have a Jalen Brunson. Donovan Mitchell is obviously like the one because he's young. He can score. He's a star. And then Bradley Beal's an option. The thing that really screws them up is the Kyle Lowry thing. They're paying him what was like a $89 million contract, something like that. Some crazy thing. It's like he held them back. When I was watching the Philly series, I was hoping he would play. Because when he played, they were so much worse. So much worse. And I get the injury, but he's older. He's not the player he was. And to pay him that much money is crazy. It's crazy. I'm not happy with too many things the Sixers do these days, but not taking that Lowry trade was a pretty darn good one. So yeah, Miami's so close. They if they can get that second guy, Miami's gonna be going places. Miami's gonna be going places again. Dallas, Luka's gonna be amazing every year. I was really impressed with this run. He was just amazing all the way through. It was fun watching him, for sure. That center position is obviously... There's a few teams that like the center position is the big deal, which is why I'm very, very interested to see where Rudy Gobert goes or if he goes anywhere, where DeAndre Ayton goes. I don't see DeAndre Ayton playing Phoenix next year. It's getting DeAndre Ayton that'll be hard. It'll be hard to do for Dallas because who do you give up? How do you make it all work? Kind of thing. Trading, I know it's a sign and trade, so they'll have more leverage than Phoenix will. But like when you're trading for a player of that caliber, even if it's a sign and trade, it's gonna take something. So it'll be interesting to see what they do there. I think DeAndre in there would just put them up another level. Kind of not be what they hoped Kristaps would be, but at least you would have like a dominant presence in the paint. I think that'd be really good because I think Dallas is close. I do think Dallas. I think when you have Luka, you're gonna be close. Because he's just amazing. So yeah, that's those guys. Yeah, it was a disappointing playoffs in my opinion. Just like the games in general have been pretty unwatchable. Some of them. So I'm hoping we get a good finals because I want to watch some good basketball. I'm always up for good basketball. Now going to the matchup with the Celtics and the Warriors, and majority has been Warriors in 5, Warriors in 4, Warriors in 6, and I'm like, they're good. Do not get me wrong, they are an excellent team. They have a great shot at winning, but to make this seem like they're like so much better than the Celtics here, I think you're misreading it. There. First of all, just look what Boston had to get through. Brooklyn, and you see the sweep. I was seeing people talking, and it's like, oh, they had an easy time in this playoffs. They had a sweep in the first round. That was not an easy sweep. All right, even though they locked up KD, Kyrie wasn't as good. I mean, he had some good games, but they really took control. It wasn't like a dominant 4. It was down to the wire every single game, and they came on top every single time. That was a hard fought 4, right? It wasn't just, oh, Boston is far and away the best team. They were obviously the better team, but it wasn't like a blowout 4, not even a conversation. So the sweep is deceiving, but that was a hard series. It was a short one, but it was a hard one. So you got through that, which having the Brooklyn Nets in that state or not, playing KD and Kyrie first round is brutal, and they got past that. Then you had Milwaukee. Yes, they didn't have Chris Middleton, but they could have easily lost that series because Giannis was going crazy, and some days they weren't, and they got their act together when it mattered, and they got through that. And then you have Miami. Jimmy Butler goes crazy. That defense on Miami is really good. So you have in my opinion, three tough series. Now you go to the Warriors. That was a dominant 5. Like against the Nuggets, they were no match. They were just no match. So that was an easy series. And then you had Memphis. Hard fought series, yes, but Ja wasn't there for the end of that series. If Ja's there, it's a whole different story. So the Warriors weren't coming out like some dominant team. They got blown out by like 33 points, and it was like 55 at one point without their star player. It's like, and then they played the Mavericks, who are just not there talent wise, outside of Luka. So it's like you have 3 hard fought series that the competition was pretty even on for both sides, not both sides, but like you had good competition each time. With the Warriors, there was a clear edge with each series. But now it's just like Celtics have no shot. Celtics absolutely have a shot, and here's why. Warriors have a solid defense, okay, because Draymond's there, but then outside Draymond, it gets a little iffy. Clay's not the defender he is, right? The perimeter defense is not up to par. So if Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum start knocking down shots like they should, and you're gonna have a problem. They can really take over. We know they can take over, especially Jason Tatum, and they have guys like Marcus Smart. They have They have, all these other weapons, um, especially defensively, like Robert Williams, Grant Williams, Al Horford has been really good this series. Just like all these they're a defensive juggernaut. So if the Warriors wouldn't want to play anyone, it would be the Celtics, because you look at what they have on the perimeter defensively. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, two really good defenders. Then you have Grant Williams, really good defender. Robert Williams, really good defender. Al Horford, really good defender. Right? I think like six of their. Oh, Marcus Smart, really good defender. I think they had like six players got like an All NBA. Six players on a team got like an All Defensive Team vote. I think, which is insane. And what the Warriors played with in Dallas, they don't really have a paint presence. The Boston Celtics do, right? Very, very much so. They have it. They're one of the best defenses. They're probably the best defense in the league. So it's going to be a lot harder. I don't want the Celtics to win the finals, but like we have to be realistic here. We do. Because it's I don't think it's as lopsided as a matchup as people say it is. The Warriors might have this in the bag. Because of course you have Steph. If Clay makes shots, Jordan Poole's been hot and cold a little bit, but if he makes shots, you're good there. Kevon Looney has been a really good presence in the paint. Yeah, Andrew Wiggins has been really good. Just you possibly have Gary Payton coming back, who's a great defensive player. But like, I feel like it's a really good matchup. I don't feel like it's like a lopside either way. So it'll be interesting. As far as what I have, see, I'm like not. I think I go 6 or 7. I do. I think I might be going. I might be going Celtics in 7, and it's hard. I'm not confident on it, so I don't want it to be like a this is a bad take for me if that goes totally wrong. But I think Celtics have a shot. So I have like a cautious Celtics in 7, maybe Warriors, and I think the first game is going to show a lot, even though it usually doesn't in a series. Like usually the series doesn't start till 2 and 3 when you really get into it. But I'm looking forward to the series. I really am. I don't want to see the Celtics win. I don't really want to see the Warriors win either, but I really don't want to see the Celtics win. I seeing Jason Tatum win before Joel would hurt, and I love Jason Tatum, but not as the whole. I don't want to get in the whole draft story and then the Celtics in general. So yeah, I'm looking forward. I hope this is a good series. I'd be really disappointed if this is a flop series, just blowouts. But it's all about with the Warriors. Are the shot makers gonna make them? And you can say that with the Celtics too. If Steph is on his thing and Jordan Poole's in his thing, and if Clay's also there, like it might be wraps pretty easy for the Warriors. Jason Tatum got to be consistent. He has not been consistently great, and he needs to be consistently great. So yeah, a lot of things. There's a lot of ifs that can swing it back and forth. So I'm hoping we see a lot of those swings and like just making this a good matchup. I think that's all I'm asking for this finals. Yeah. So yeah, I think I'm gonna cut this one a little shorter. I'm hoping to make more of these videos now that we're getting into the summer, more free time. Just crank out more of these. We got football training camp starting. Baseball middle of the season starting, so we'll start to see shaping up of what the league is like. and then there'll be some moves possibly there. But yeah, looking forward for these finals. Yeah. All right. Peace out.